Hello and welcome to In Depth. I'm Tina Jha. Indian naval officer and solo yachtsman Abhilash Tomy, who was severely injured after being hit by a vicious storm midway across the southern Indian Ocean last week, is all set to return home. While taking part in the Golden Globe race, Tomy's yacht was damaged by a severe storm. Tomy suffered a serious back injury and was unable to move. But even under these adverse conditions, the Indian commander battled for 3 days to stay put on his broken yacht until he was rescued. In Depth today relives the nerve-wracking operation to rescue Abhilash Tomy, the Golden Globe race which he took part in, and the gritty fight of the Indian sailor that helped him win against the rough seas for more than 70 hours. Abhilash Tomy's father was posted with the Naval Police, which is why most of his childhood was spent in naval bases across the country. He was the first Indian and only the second Asian to take part in a solo, non-stop circumnavigation around the world on a boat. His journey started on 1st November 2012 and ended on 31st March 2013. In the Golden Globe race that had 11 participants, Tomy was the only Indian. He was in the third position in the race, having sailed over 10,500 nautical miles in the last 84 days before his vessel got stranded in the southern Indian Ocean. In this report, let's take a look at how he was rescued in an international effort. Commander Abhilash Tomy is one of the most celebrated sailors and pilot in the Indian Navy. On the 1st of July this year, he set sail in the International Solo Circumnavigation Golden Globe Race 2018. Rough weather and mountainous seas, however, damaged his indigenously built boat Thuraya. The storm that whipped up 70-knot winds and 14-meter waves also knocked down the yacht of another competitor, Dutchman Mark Slat's, twice. Irish sailor Gregor McGuigan was also forced to abandon his wrecked yacht during the race. He was taken to Perth by an Australian frigate. Indian commander Abhilash Tomy was stranded 3,200 kilometers off the coast of Western Australia when he sent distress messages to the organizers of the race. With his communication system broken, Tomy was only able to send a distress message to the organizers saying a severe back injury had immobilized him and he was unable to eat or drink. Rescue teams from various countries raced towards Tomy. The Indian Navy, along with the Australian Defence Force, set about in the mission to rescue him. The Indian Navy reconnaissance aircraft traced Tomy's yacht and he was rescued by French vessel Osiris 3 days after his boat was damaged in the storm. The French fishing vessel that was closer to Tomy's location reached him first with a doctor and a stretcher on board. Without any delay, the Indian sailor was taken to Amsterdam Isle for further medical evaluation and treatment.
ये देखिए कमांडर टॉमी जो हमारे बहुत ही एक बढ़िया सेलर हैं जिन्होंने ये अनअसिस्टेड नॉन स्टॉप सर्कम नेविगेशन ऑफ द ग्लोब ऑन बोर्ड द बोट मादई इन्होंने किया था 2012-13 में. ही फिनिश्ड दिस गोइंग अराउंड द वर्ल्ड इन 151 days नॉन स्टॉप अनअसिस्टेड. And now he was one of the invitees, or he was the invitee for the Golden Globe race, which was to commemorate 50 years of this feat. And let me tell you, this has been done only then at that time. That was the first and the last time it was done. And the winner was Sir Robert Knox Johnston, who had finished this race in 312 days. So now this was being celebrated as the 50th anniversary of that race, in which there were, apart from Tomy, who was a special invitee from the Indian Navy, there were 17 other people. तो ये 18 लोग स्टार्ट किए थे 1 जुलाई को और उसके बाद इन्होंने पूरा ग्लोब का चक्कर काटना था नॉन स्टॉप अनअसिस्टेड. एंड और एक अच्छी बात, और इसमें एक चैलेंज जो था कि सारे इक्विपमेंट जो बोट में थे, नेविगेशन इक्विपमेंट, कम्युनिकेशन इक्विपमेंट, ये सारे उसी जमाने के थे. दैट मीन्स 1968 या उससे पहले के. So ये थी race, which was a big challenge, and Tomy was there in our own boat called Thuraya, which was made in Goa in a private yard, and he was being supported by the Indian Navy, and also with the Goa shipyard was also there, and there are a few more little sponsors were there who were supporting it. कुछ कोई equipment में था, कोई कुछ gadgets में था.
Commander Abhilash Tomy said he survived the savage storm because of his sailing skills and naval training. In a tweet, the Kirti Chakra awardee thanked all those responsible for saving him. After initial treatment, Tomy was moved to Mauritius, where the Indian Navy has a physical presence. Navy spokesperson D.K. Sharma informed media persons that Tomy was recovering fast under medical supervision.
Commander Tomy is he's injured badly, but he's fine. Insofar as communication is concerned, he's got some equipment with him, with which he's communicating with the relevant people, and also with our aircraft which was there yesterday. There's another aircraft which is on top today. But the better news is, the good news, heartening news is that the French fisheries vessel has reached him, and now between us or between the rescue team and Tomy is only the weather.
In his monthly radio address Mann Ki Baat on the 30th of September, Prime Minister Narendra Modi praised the naval commander for his courage at high seas. Recalling his meetings with him, the Prime Minister said, Tomy is a rare example of courage, determination, strength and bravery. He also prayed for his sound health.
भारत की नौसेना का एक वीर समुद्र के बीच अनेक दिनों तक जूझता रहा, जंग करता रहा। वो पानी में बिना खाए पिए लड़ता रहा, जिंदगी से हार नहीं मानी। साहस, संकल्प शक्ति, पराक्रम, एक अद्भुत मिसाल। कुछ दिन पहले मैंने जब अभिलाष को समुद्र से बचा करके बाहर ले आए तो टेलीफोन पर बात की। पहले भी टॉमी से मैं मिल चुका था। इतने संकट से बाहर आने के बाद भी उनका जो जज्बा था, उनका जो हौसला था, और फिर एक बार ऐसा ही कुछ पराक्रम करने का जो संकल्प उन्होंने मुझे बताया, देश की युवा पीढ़ी के लिए वो प्रेरणा है। मैं अभिलाष टॉमी की उत्तम स्वास्थ्य के लिए प्रार्थना करता हूं, और उनका ये साहस, उनका पराक्रम, उनकी संकल्प शक्ति, जूझने की और जीतने की ताकत हमारे देश की युवा पीढ़ी को जरूर प्रेरणा देगी।
After the successful rescue of Abhilash Tomy, President Ramnath Kovind and Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman not only expressed relief on the rescue operation, but also appreciated Australian and French efforts in the operation.
I was worried about his back injury. If there was no injury, I'm sure that he would have come off his own. But because of the back injury, I was very much worried.
39-year-old Commander Tomy is the first Indian, only the second Asian, and overall the 79th person in the world to take part in a solo, unassisted, non-stop circumnavigation around the globe. Tomy was awarded the Kirti Chakra Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award and the McGregor Medal for his valuable military reconnaissance. He covered 52,000 miles under sail while in the Indian Navy. He has also represented India in the 2011 Cape Town to Rio race, the Spanish Copa del Rey race in 2014 and the Korea Cup for 2 years in succession. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And now let's tell you what the Golden Globe race is. The first Golden Globe race was first held in 1968. 9 amateur sailors participated in the race, but only one managed to complete the race. Participants were allowed to undertake the journey on any date between the 1st of June to 31st October 1968. The winner, Robin Knox Johnston, started the journey on 14th June 1968 and completed it on 22nd April 1969. The Golden Globe race is one of the most exciting naval races. The participant has to travel non-stop and solo for 30,000 miles by a yacht that is not equipped with any modern technology except the most basic communication equipment. The first Golden Globe race was held in 1968. At that time, 9 sailors set sail around the world non-stop. Only one managed to complete the race.
Global Golden Race, or GGR as it's called, is the most difficult solo sailing race, circumnavigation of the world, non-stop sailing. It has been only held twice. First time it was held in 1968 from a place called Falmouth in England. They sailed, 9 people sailed in 9 boats and only one completed the race. He was knighted, I think his name was Sir Robin Knox Johnston. He also was the first man to do solo circumnavigation non-stop of the world. The first man, he did it, he completed the race in roughly 10 months, 300 days. He came back to the position of where he started. And after him, I think to Abhilash Tomy, when he did it, he was number 79. He was the first Indian, but he was number 79 in the world. And I think about 85 or 90 people have done it so far.
In August 1966, British yachtsman Francis Chichester set out from England to sail solo around the world to Australia. He sailed via the 5 Great Capes and completed the circumnavigation in 226 days to set a world record for the fastest voyage around the world in a small boat. His voyage was a great success, and Chichester was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II soon after his return. Chichester's feat inspired many to take the solo trip around the globe. The Sunday Times Golden Globe race was announced in March 1968, which was sponsored by the British Sunday Times newspaper. The race was the first ever attempt to sail solo non-stop around the world. There was no entry fee and no qualification requirements for the race because most participants were already planning to attempt the challenge after Chichester's success. The Golden Globe trophy was offered to the first person to complete an unassisted, non-stop, single-handed circumnavigation of the world through the 5 Great Capes. A separate £5,000 prize money was offered for the fastest single-handed circumnavigation. 9 sailors took part in the race, of whom 4 withdrew while they were still sailing the Atlantic Ocean. The 5th participant, Shea Bly, retired after sailing through the Cape of Good Hope. With only 1,200 nautical miles from the finish, another participant, Nigel Tetley, was forced to retire after his yacht sank. French sailor Bernard Boutessier chose to continue on to Tahiti and not return to the start line in England, rejecting the idea of the commercialization of long-distance sailing. Donald Crowhurst abandoned the race while reporting false positions in an attempt to appear to complete a circumnavigation without actually circling the world. He committed suicide while competing in the Sunday Golden Globe race. Only Robin Knox Johnston managed to continue the race and eventually win it. Johnston became the first person to perform a single-handed, non-stop circumnavigation of the globe. It took him less than a year to complete the feat.
In 2018, the organizers decided to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the race. They laid down certain rules. The rules were that the technology for the boats and the size of the boats are to be the same as which took part in 1968. So which meant boats of 30 to 36 feet in length. I will tell you that 18 people started the race. Today only 8 are left. The race is about 300 days. The position between the first man who is leading the race is a 73-year-old Frenchman. He is at number 1. And the person who is last at number 8. The distance is 4,000 miles.
The Golden Globe race eventually became a legend among sailors and non-sailors alike. With its triumph and tragedies and the epic human endeavour involved in facing the unknown. It remains so even today. With inputs from Anu Diwan, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And coming back to Abhilash Tomy's rescue operation, for 4 days in a row, rescue teams from 4 countries, India, France, Australia and Mauritius, worked day in and day out to rescue Commander Tomy. Trying to find him in the vast ocean and its dangerous waves wasn't easy. Tomy was finally located and saved. He is now safe. But this rescue would not have been possible had he not shown exemplary courage.
Endless expanse of water, umpteen challenges in the ocean. A sea voyage is a litmus test for everyone. It is one of the world's most adventurous trips in which one is surrounded by water on all sides and with only the sky above them. At times, there are terrific sea waves, sea storms, scorching sun heat and freezing cold. It is always a challenge to choose a bold and determined sailor for such a journey. But for the Navy, the choice was simple when it came to selecting Abhilash Tomy for this campaign. Commander Abhilash Tomy is the country's top and well-decorated sailor.
देखिए ये एक चैलेंज है एंड इस चैलेंज में वही जाता है जो कैपेबल आदमी होता है. एंड हमारा सबसे कैपेबल आदमी इस वक्त नेवी में सेलिंग में टॉमी के ऊपर कोई नहीं है. कमांडर टॉमी जो हैं, ही इज अ लेजेंड इन सो फार एज सेलिंग इज कंसर्न. एंड उन्होंने कल अपनी स्टेटमेंट में बोला है, बिकॉज ऑफ हिज सेलिंग स्किल्स एंड द सोल्जर इन हिम एंड द नेवल ट्रेनिंग which has saved him.
When his motorless yacht was stuck in the Indian Ocean, the weather was quite turbulent. The calm sea waves suddenly became stormy. Commander Tomy says that when he and his yacht, Thuraya, was stuck in that situation, their fate was in the hands of Mother Nature. It was a moment of real adventure for the brave heart, an occasion when men like him realize their skill and ability and their training comes into play. The Indian Navy gives exhaustive training to combat precisely such unforeseen emergencies. The training strengthens a person mentally more than physically. It not only equips one with indomitable courage, but also helps in keeping the mind balanced in difficult situations. Abhilash says his sailing skills, the unassailable soldier inside him, and the naval training helped him in confronting the challenging situation.
When you actually go at sea a few times, when you simulate it also, we have done it many times. We throw a flotation device into the water and say, that's a man fallen overboard, rescue him. Or we generate a simulated scene. You are actually on a ship and you say the simulated ship has sunk 500 miles from you, go and rescue her. Now these things are actually done. So helicopters are launched, people are done. But when you actually do the real thing, and in our case, unfortunately, we have been doing the real thing or like I said, we are doing it almost on if not a daily basis, almost every second day, or sometimes every few hours you are doing it. So people are well coordinated.
One can see in these images how badly Abhilash's yacht was damaged in the sea storm. There is no activity. It is just floating on the waves. But sheer willpower not only helped him face the situation head on, but it also allowed him to establish contact with the Navy and rescue team and provide them information about his condition.
देखिए, नेवी में मतलब हमारा सर्वाइवल इज ओनली एट सी. हम जब पांव रखते हैं अपने नेवल एकेडमी में, वी हैव टू बी ए स्विमर और वी आर मेड ए स्विमर. उसके बाद हमारे स्पेशल सब्जेक्ट्स, जैसे आप क्लासरूम में पढ़ते हैं फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, मैथ्स, हमारा सेलिंग इज अ सब्जेक्ट. वी हैव इन आवर नेवल एकेडमी, वी हैव अ लेक. वहां पर पूरा सीमैनशिप एंड सेलिंग, एवरीबडी हैज टू लर्न. Whether you like it or not, you have to be, once you're going to sea, I mean, say you have to know it. That's a different thing, that you're not taking part in competitive sailing. But we know everything of the sailing, and the training is there. And of course, people who like to do it, then they are promoted in that, and they are advised and they are encouraged to take up this as a sport.
Not only the storm, there are many challenges in the sea that one has to face during the voyage. They include malfunctioning sails, failed steering systems. There are times when sailors become victims of frostbites, vomiting, and other diseases. But rigorous naval training, physical and mental strength, and technical knowledge gives them strength to combat such situation. Although Commander Abhilash Tomy couldn't complete this circumnavigation, his zeal is an experience that most sailors can only dream of. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's it from us in today's edition of In Depth. We'll be back same time tomorrow with a focus on some other important subject. You can also watch our episodes online on YouTube and Twitter and get back to us with your feedback and suggestions. Thanks for your valuable time.